Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion, located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street, in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com. It's everything you never needed to know. This is Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
How many pounds of clothes does the average American throw away in 1 year?
Do opposites really attract? Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy. We scoured the internet this week to find out these useless tidbits just for you.
Plus, we'll answer your question in the mailbag segment. And this week, a listener wants to know, how hot is hot? Is there a scale to measure it? And in the news, a man, a thermos, and an exit ramp.
Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
Today is history. What happens tomorrow is history. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And those of you who are wondering, no, it is not really, the original artist. It's just Roy sharing some of his other talents he has here other than Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Welcome. Over 100 countries around the world, and we are thrilled, or I'm thrilled really, to have our next guest on again before we get on to the rest of the useless information. But this is useless because this is a show that talks about the bizarre part of Toronto. And those of you who don't like Toronto, this is the show for you, because we have so many different strange things that go on here in Toronto. And what better way to explain that all to you is our guest, which is Adam Bunch. Welcome back to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Well, thanks so much for having me back. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. So I think this year, every year you've done this. How many years now is this event?
It's the fourth year now for the Festival of Bizarre Toronto History, which, is a testament to just how much weird stuff there is to talk about, though, wouldn't it?
I think you tagged this one this year, Strange History for Curious People.
Yeah, because I think there are so many strange stories to tell. And if you are someone who's curious about history in general, or the history of the city, or the history of our country, then strange stories can be kind of a nice way to start digging into that history, because a lot of those strange histories have a lot to teach us about the city's past, the country's past.
100%. And how did you go about doing this? I mean, you've written some books, obviously, so you are history is a passion of yours. So tell us the books that you've written so far.
Yeah, I've got a couple of books about the history of the city, the Toronto Book of the Dead and the Toronto Book of Love, that
Nice.
all cover the whole history of the city through stories on those themes. I teach at George Brown College here in Toronto and the Life Institute, and have a documentary series all about Canadian history across the country called Canadiana on YouTube. And there's so many people doing such amazing work sharing the stories of this place that for many, many years I'd wanted to find a way to bring people together, to be able to share those stories, and for an audience to be able to find all those people in one place. Just kind of how the idea for the festival was born, that we could use this bizarre theme to let people tell all sorts of different histories and for people to engage with them.
Now you've given us access to the festival the past couple of years, and it is fascinating because you're right that the guests that you have on, and by the way, this is mostly an online content, so we'll give you information on how to get your tickets for this online experience, and it runs from June 1st to the June 7th, so coming up this next week coming on, and so it doesn't matter where you're listening to our show, whether it's coast to coast to coast in Canada on the iHeartRadio Talk Network, but anywhere else in the world that you're listening to our show for this coming week, you can take in this wonderful festival because a lot of the components is online. But if you happen to be in the Toronto area, there are also some in-person sort of experiences that you can be part of as well. So what I didn't know as I was doing research for our chat with you today, that Toronto has some hidden tunnels. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I think every city probably has almost like a parallel history happening underground, because there's so much of every city that has to be buried. So Toronto's filled with all sorts of sort of unexpected tunnels with their own stories. So yeah, our first big online event next on Tuesday, June 2nd, is going to be all about those hidden tunnels and the secrets you'll find in them. There's a tunnel that construction workers were digging in 1908 where they discovered prehistoric footprints from probably 11,000 years ago, ancestors of today's First Nations, that are one of probably the most remarkable archaeological discoveries ever made in this part of the world, from right near the end of the last ice age. They were also then destroyed as those construction workers hurried on with their work. Stories of tunnels in Scarborough in Toronto's East End that were part of a big war plant, helping to win the Second World War, where women workers there were making explosives. And so lots of the infrastructure had to be in tunnels underground just in case an explosion went off to try to sort of contain it. I'm going to talk myself a little bit about one of my favorite tunnel stories too, which was reported back in 1978 by Laurie Goldstein of the Toronto Sun.
We know him well,
a guy named Ernest, who wouldn't give his last name because of how strange the story was. He said he had been trying to find a lost kitten in Cabbagetown when he crawled into a hole in the ground and found himself face to face with a little 3-foot creature with red eyes. It's become known as the Tunnel Monster of Cabbagetown. Whether you believe Ernest's story or not, connects into all these sort of subterranean histories and how many tunnels and sewers, how much infrastructure there is down there. So yeah, even beneath the surface of the city, there's lots to talk about.
If they only can connect all those tunnels and create a subway system that would help the transit roads here in the city of Toronto. Here's something really interesting. So this is the Great Toronto Stock Derby that you cover here on the during the festival. So apparently a wealthy lawyer dies in 1926 and he has a lot of money, and so usually people in their last will and testament, they say, okay, I leave, if they don't have any family or whatever, they'll leave some of their estate or fortune to a particular charity or somewhere else. But this wealthy lawyer in 1926 had a different sort of idea in mind, and what became the Great Toronto Stork Derby. What was that about?
This lawyer dies, and he's a big practical joke guy. So his last will and testament's filled with pranks. He's like, for instance, giving a vacation home in Jamaica to 3 lawyers he knows who absolutely hate each other on the condition that they all share it and go there at the same time.
Yikes.
But the biggest joke in the whole Last Will and Testament, he has a strange sense of humor, this guy. He wants to leave most of his fortune to whichever woman in Toronto has the greatest number of babies over the course of the next 10 years.
No.
So the press calls it the Great Toronto Stork Derby because storks are the birds that mythologically bring us babies.
No, they're real, Adam. They're real. They are real. We've discovered that on the show. Yes, they are real.
Storks are the birds who scientifically are proven to bring us babies.
100%, yes.
So, especially because he dies in 1926, so the Great Depression begins just 3 years later. Families are more desperate than ever to get their hands on that fortune. So it's this strange race to make as many babies as possible over that next decade. That also reveals a lot about the city and how it worked back then, its prejudices, which families are sort of rewarded in the end and which aren't, that tie into the whole multicultural history of the city and what it was like 100 years ago. So I think a particularly fascinating story. So one I'm excited to be talking about. Yeah, and one of these online events that will also be recorded so people can watch them later. So if you want to learn the Stork Derby, you're not free next Thursday. You still can.
That's a great idea. We're speaking with Adam Bunch here on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy, and it's this great festival. It's a strange history for curious people, as you tag it. And yeah, those are sort of interesting. Last Will and Testament. This is what I want to do, and I'm wondering. I guess you will cover how many women participated in that derby. That will be revealed during your talk.
It ends up being quite a few women, some of whom probably just would have had big families at the time anyway. It's 100 years ago. But it ends up being 4 families who split that part of the fortune in the end.
Yeah, we originate our show from Newstalk 1010 in Toronto, one of the radio stations here on the iHeartRadio Talk Network, and one of our sister stations is Chum FM. And a legendary, they called him the Walking Man in 1959. It was hosted by a Chum radio host. And he inadvertently, apparently, brought downtown Toronto to a grinding halt, and that's part of one of your talks here during your festival.
Yeah, there's so much of that history downtown and those layers, and Yonge Street, sort of the backbone of Toronto, is filled with strange histories, especially from the days of like the Yonge Street Strip in the 60s and 70s and 80s, when it was kind of one of the more raucous neighborhoods in the city. And there's a wonderful tour guide, Mark Vendramini, who's an absolute expert on the history of Yonge Street and this music scene that produced some of the greatest acts in Canadian history, bands like The Band. It's where Bob Dylan went to go see them and recruited them as his backup band. And yeah, people have been telling those stories for a long time, and using it as sort of the city's front yard in a lot of ways, including some events that have been so incredibly popular. The whole place has just been shut down, as you say.
Absolutely. There's lots more to talk about, but not enough time, obviously. But what a great opportunity for you to check it out. It's the Festival of Bizarre Toronto History, hosted by Adam Bunch, and throughout the whole week from June 1st to June 7th. Tell us how we can get tickets online to get access to this great festival.
You just need to head to bizarretoronto.com. It'll have the whole schedule and all the links for tickets for the online stuff and the in-person stuff all in one place.
And the great thing about it is that you don't have to buy tickets for the whole festival. You can buy individual talks depending on the day of the week that might interest you. Is that correct?
Yep, you can buy one ticket for one event or one ticket for the whole festival. A couple of the events are even going to be free. So a couple of the in-person ones, if you're in Toronto, you can show up to for free too.
That's fantastic. Adam Bunch, it has been a pleasure as always is. Thank you for reaching out and sharing your bizarre Toronto. And we really appreciate your time here on the show.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Nick and Roy will continue with Totally Useless Information.
Let's talk men's fashion and the best time to refresh your wardrobe. Hi, Nick and Roy for Tom's Place. Pick fresh spring patterns and vibrant colors and fine fabrics from European and Canadian-made designers. Even the hottest new arrivals are on sale.
Say hello to spring with 50% off selected sport jackets as well as designer, casual, and dress pants. And you won't find this anywhere else. Designer suits from $650, now only $399. Did you hear that? $399 for a designer suit. But Tom makes it even better. You can get 3 of those suits for $1,000.
What? Wow. Plus, suits marked down from $599 now from $249. Complete the look with a vest, dress shoes, and accessories. Great quality, unbeatable value.
Got a wedding, graduation, or formal event coming up? Why rent? Look your best with a 100% lightweight wool tuxedo starting at only $595.
Step into spring with style and a deal. Visit Tom's Place, open every day at 190 Baldwin Street in Kensington Market, and on their website, toms-place.com. That's toms-place.com. Tom's Place will suit you.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy continues. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Welcome to the Totally Useless Information Fashion Show.
Isn't it sad, Nick, that I'm living my life vicariously through my past life in high school?
Yes, lift and drag.
I use the word vicariously.
Vicariously.
You like that?
It is. It's amazing. If I only knew what it meant, I'd understand what you just said.
Well, it's like vicariously.
Right. Why not? What do you have in terms of fashion in your slate of facts today?
The term wardrobe malfunction was coined in 2004, and you probably were watching it, Nick.
Yep, I was.
During the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It was a halftime show. The term had never really been used before.
Right.
It was the halftime show. Justin Timberlake is supposed to pull this thing off of Janet Jackson, and Janet Jackson's part of her costume gets pulled off, revealing her, I believe it was her left breast or right breast. I don't know. It was the right breast for me. No, but so it revealed her naked breast.
Wow.
And the announcer, I believe, says, I believe that we had a wardrobe malfunction. And of course, that sticks. Well, it didn't stick it on her, apparently, because it came right off.
Right, it did.
But yeah. So that's why women don't use Post-it notes as pasties anymore.
Right, yeah, exactly. It was only shown for a few seconds, apparently, which was presumably an accident.
Why are you going online looking it up, Nick? Are you looking to see her breast?
No, I was researching. Well, I wasn't sure if it was the left or the right, but it depends.
Or you're just getting abreast of the subject.
It is.
Right.
Now you're really milking it, aren't you?
Stop being a boob.
It's too late. Yes, they've done it. They've absolutely done it in Belgium. They have an underwear museum.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. In 2009, actually, this started up. A Belgian artist by the name of Jan Bakoy, he founded the museum to satirically comment on society and hierarchy. His motto is, if you're scared of someone, just imagine them in their underpants. So the museum, in case you want to visit Belgium, features underwear that has been worn.
Is it only men's?
Let's see. It doesn't say specifically, but
Yeah, because I don't want to go see men's underwear.
no, but it features underwear that have been worn at least once
Oh, no.
by celebrities, singers, politicians, and artists.
Oh, well, maybe
Yeah.
we should send our underwear.
Yeah.
I'm very picky with underwear. I don't know about you. I'm not just the normal Fruit of the Loom guy. Are you?
Right. No. I wear Hanes.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I'm very picky, Nick. I need specific underwear.
Right. Yeah.
And I prefer a vertical fly,
Right,
so to speak,
okay,
than a horizontal
Yeah.
fly.
And also,
Or is it horizontal than vertical?
No, it's horizontal.
I prefer the horizontal.
Right. Okay.
Very, very convenient.
Yeah, this
Nick.
also helps with your lift and drag. Anyway,
Yes.
each item is displayed in a frame.
Yeah, if you don't lift them, they'll drag.
Right. Especially at our age.
At our age.
Yes.
At our age.
There you go. Each item is displayed in a frame alongside a certificate of authenticity because you don't want a you don't
Yeah, you
want
always want to frame your underwear.
well, you don't want a fraudulent, or a what's
Yeah,
the
you
word?
want them behind protective glass as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
You don't want anybody touching your underwear
No.
unless they've been invited to.
And you have to pay admission. Imagine.
I think they should have a women's underwear.
Well, they didn't say specifically, but you would imagine that some singers and artists would include the female population.
I mean, come on, you have like all that sexy lingerie that they wore with a
Yeah.
picture of them next to it. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool, I guess.
You can find
If you're into that.
Yeah,
you know.
you can find Roy's display on the second floor.
Yeah, I'm on the second floor. It's marked trash, but don't worry about it. Stick your hand in there.
Yes.
Okay. You've heard of Rodeo Drive?
Yes.
That's a very famous shopping street in
It is.
California.
Yeah.
Then there's Worth Street. That's in Miami. That not Miami, Palm Springs or Palm Beach
Okay.
is Worth Street. I've been there. It's
right.
super expensive shopping. I mean, guards at the door to let you
Ooh.
in. I mean, it's nuts.
Wow.
Then there's Miracle Mile in Chicago,
Okay.
another major shopping location. Well, England has a street called Savile Row. Savile Row. And that is where most of the famous tailors, especially for men's suit designs, are made. If you buy a suit from Savile Row, you have really, really made it, because they are the top tailors in the world
Wow.
for tailored bespoke men's suits.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Yeah. Cool, right?
This
Savile
next-
Row.
This next fact is to dye for, DYE. In ancient Rome, the valuable purple dye, which they use a lot, was known as Tyrian purple, and it was made from secretions of sea snails. It
The
was
old sea snail urine.
no,
or poop.
excretions, well, secretions. So we don't know
Oh,
if
could
it
be
was
secretions.
secretions,
yes, could
right?
be. If you put your hand in that trash can,
Right.
you may find that as well.
That's right. I love in the
Might be X or S.
I was
Either
wondering,
way, it's accretion.
it is. Now, going back to the underwear museum, like when it said it was worn at least once. Like how many?
Yeah, at least one.
At least once. Okay. Anyway, so it's extremely expensive and difficult to produce the dye made from the mucus glands of predatory sea snails from the Mediterranean. And the process was labor intensive that thousands of snails were needed for a small amount of dye.
Oh, wow.
So only the wealthy
it's-
and powerful
Right.
could
And
afford
that's
to wear
why
it.
it becomes purple for power. Like the church even used purple robes for the Pope.
Right.
And for kings used purple.
Yeah, emperors and high-ranking officials as well. So that's the reason
So-
why. Yep.
So you're saying it's snot, poop, or urine. It's
Exactly.
snot, poop, or urine.
It took a long time. Takes a long time to collect the sea snails. Like it's
Yeah, it's tough to find their nose to begin with, then to get them to blow it. You got to make them really sad and then give them a Kleenex.
yeah. You mean the facial tissue?
Okay, here was my tease.
Okay, here we go.
The average American throws away 70 pounds. Nick.
Ouch.
70 pounds of clothing. Folks, don't throw them away. I
No.
never throw clothes away unless they're really ripped or stained or something to a point where they're bad. Otherwise, I put them in a bag. I bring them to either the Goodwill
Mhm.
or a Salvation Army because there are people in need that need clothing.
Yes.
So don't throw your clothing away unless it is really bad. And your underwear, don't throw them away. Send them to the museum.
Or nickandroy.com.
In care of nickandroy.com, marked trash can at the museum.
Attention, lift and drag. Not your ordinary gumshoe. In 2019, the UK company Gumdrop collaborated with the fashion brand Explicit Wear and the city of Amsterdam to create a sneaker running shoe called Gumshoe. The shoe's soles were made from material called Gumtech, which is derived from recycled chewing gum scraped off the streets of Amsterdam.
So they're making, say this one more time,
So
because
they
terrible.
recycled the chewing gum because they would scrape them off the streets. Because people would throw
Right.
out their gum and it would stick on the street. And the streets of Amsterdam, they picked them up. They recycled these chewing gums, and they created that material to make a running shoe sneaker.
Out of recycled
Gum.
chewing gum.
Right.
So we have recycled underwear, recycled chewing gum. I'm sending my clothes to be recycled.
Right. Yeah. See, there you go.
To the LD department, the lift and drag department. I like this next one I have. I like.
Okay.
Okay. Fashion icon and editor of Vogue magazine made a statement that is amazing.
Okay.
Amazing statement.
What's the
And
statement?
you normally, people that talk fashion are just morons. No.
Like we are.
They said, fashion is not just the clothes we wear, it's the air we breathe, the music we hear, the food we eat, and the people who surround us. Isn't that a nice statement?
It's beautiful. Sounds like a Hallmark card.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. We're back with totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
I don't wear one of these. Roy doesn't wear one of these. Maybe you do. A corset.
No.
A corset.
And how do you know I'm not wearing one right now?
Well, because your face is not red, but just by corset is a
Maybe
base,
the blood doesn't go up, maybe it goes down.
right, maybe. So corset is based on the old French word corps, not the beer, but cors, meaning body, which itself is derived from the Latin word corpus. The term corset is the diminutive of corps, so it literally means little body. The idea was that was like body armor for beauty. It's a colorful metaphor that summarizes its function. The garment was designed to shape the body into a fashionable silhouette, which shifted over time, which pretty much happens all the time with us. For centuries in Europe, it was a standard undergarment for both men and women with various designs and materials.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to wear a corset.
No.
I don't even wear underwear.
No.
I have nothing to give to that museum.
No. Keep going, keep going. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow. Wow, wow. Chicka, bow, wow. Oh, yeah. All about sex.
Oh, yeah, and of course, in case the lawyers are listening,
The following segment of the Totally Useless Information podcast may be too sultry and too sexy for some listeners.
all right, so the lights are way down low, and here's Roy.
I wish she would open the trash can.
Oh, yeah.
The brain is so powerful,
Yes.
it takes less than 1 second to determine sexual appeal.
Right.
So basically, you walk into a bar, you see a girl at the bar. Within 1 second, your brain says, yes, buy her a drink, no, don't. Within 1 second, your brain goes through a multitude of different things in our brain that says good or bad
Right.
when it comes to sexual appeal. By the way, it can be affected by social conduct or intoxication, which happened to me on multiple occasions.
Oh, yes. For me, just like a computer, mine was buffering. It took more than a second, really. So here's my teaser. Opposites do attract, apparently, according to a new survey of 2,000 Americans in a relationship or married, where they found that 26% of those 2,000 Americans believe that their partner is the complete opposite of them. Further, the survey conducted by Talker Research LELO found that 65% believe that opposites attract. The theory applies to them or their partner. So although respondents swear by the science of opposites attract, nearly half admit they were looking for someone with more similarities when they were searching for their partner. So just 21% were looking for the opposite. Interesting.
So do you feel that you're the same as your wife, or are you opposite?
I think we're opposite. Obviously, we have something in common, things in common, but usually I would say that we're opposites.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
We have our similarities, of course.
Of course.
That's basic compatibility.
Yeah.
But we are opposite on so many things.
Yeah, there you go.
And I can't believe how wrong she is.
Right. Half the time, yes.
For years, Nick.
Yes.
For years, it has been thought that men are driven solely by sexual desire.
They're not?
Nope. No, for me, it was only 4 years in high school.
Right, okay.
No. I guess when you're younger, you are, as being a man, I guess I could say that.
Yeah.
But studies have shown, multiple studies done in Sweden. No, done in Sweden.
Yeah.
No, but multiple studies were done and found out that men may be even more driven by connection, love, and loyalty than they are sex.
Wow.
So it's maybe women that just want sex.
The longest kiss that ever lasted was 58 hours and 35 minutes.
What?
It was achieved by a Thai couple. They were really
A Thai couple.
Yes.
They got tied up.
Yeah,
They got
right.
tongue-tied.
The superlative smooch took place at an event organized by Ripley's Believe It or Not, in Pattaya, Thailand. It began in February of 2013 and ended 2 days later, 58 hours, 35 minutes later, on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Yep.
So they kissed for that long.
Yes, they did.
Boy, they must like each other.
They did. Besides, because they kissed for so long, she couldn't say much.
You know, when you have sex, okay,
Yeah.
you release oxytocin in the brain. It's kind of like this feel-good type hormone that releases in the brain, but it doesn't just make you feel good.
Yeah.
It kind of unlocks your brain's like emotional status.
Right.
You know, so things like creativity, music, art, design, it unlocks those things that are creative in our brain.
Right.
So it is believed that the best artists, the best people that write music, the best people that design, their creativity levels are enhanced because they have lots of sex. Now, I don't want to say that that's true, but I do write music and I have drawn things art-wise. And so what is that saying about me, Nick?
I don't know. No, I don't want to know.
You know what's funny? I haven't wrote a song in a long time.
Right. Yes, he hasn't wrote a song. I Heart You, the heart symbol, may have
Please don't
originated.
say that, Nick.
Someone must have just been tuning in going, I heart you. I was like, oh my God, what kind of program is this? The heart symbol may have originated from the shape of a Silphium plant sea pod, which was used as a form of birth control in ancient times. So the plant's association with sex and reproduction could have led to its heart-shaped seed pod becoming the symbol for love, a meaning that developed in the 15th century, long after the plant became extinct. So the plant is, what's the name of the plant? The Silphium plant, seed pod.
Silphium plant.
Silphium plant seed pod.
A study,
Yes.
back to Sweden.
Yes.
No, a study found,
Yeah.
get ready for this one because this is very good. This
Yeah.
is good information for people listening. It's useless, but it's good.
Yes.
Okay. They found that people with an excellent sense of smell
Okay.
had better and easier orgasms
Oh, okay.
because apparently they could smell the release of hormones on the skin, which maybe the average person couldn't smell. So, first thing, either it's speed dating or you meet a girl at a bar, you say, I wonder what that candle smells like. And if they go, oh, whatever, it smells like this.
Wow.
Or say, what do you smell when you smell this wine? If they go, I smell cranberries, cherries, and plums with a little bit of a burnt oak,
Yeah.
that's the girl.
And you find out within a second and a half if that's
Right.
if
For ladies, for men, the ones that are like, are you cooking something?
That's right.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. People in the 1800s exchanged this kind of jewelry. Now, thankfully, I was born in the year I was born, because if I was around in the 1800s, well, I'd have a problem. People in the 1800s exchanged hair jewelry.
Yes. Which would really suck because Nick would have to take his eyebrows off.
Right. Start there, yes. It was a common practice during the Victorian era where what was worn as tokens of love, friendship, and remembrance for both the living and the dead. The practice of exchanging hair jewelry considered a way to keep a piece of loved one physically close.
Oh, wow.
Since hair does not decay, it just disappears. It does not decay. It symbolizes.
Yours did, Nick.
It's-
Along with the brain.
It did. What? It symbolized an immortal, intangible connection to a person.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, we get a lot of mail, folks. Honestly, most of the mail that we get has to do with either the birthday message recipient or people that heard the birthday message. If we get 100 emails, honestly, 40, 50 of them are about the birthday messages. And it's because it's such an amazing gift. It's reasonable. It's very inexpensive.
Mhm.
And we do a mini show for the date that person was born or an anniversary date. We do a show about what was happening on that date. Useless information. And we do a whole mini show. Go to nickandroy.com. Go to the Nick and Roy store. Click on birthday message. You'll see there's a sample. Hit the sample. You'll get to hear one.
nickandroy.com.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Thanks for joining us on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy, and we really appreciate you contacting us on the iHeartRadio Talk Network, coast to coast in Canada, including CFRA in Ottawa, CFRB or Newstalk 1010 in Toronto, CKLW in Windsor, CJAD in Montreal, of course, and CFAX out in Victoria.
You know, Nick, I often think about the mailbag. Do you?
We told you to go to nickandroy.com to check out the birthday messages. You go to nickandroy.com to send us an email.
What's in the mailbag? What's in the mail?
Lisa From Calgary, Alberta, dear Nick and Roy, we love your show. We discovered it by accident. Well, most people do. When we heard you, we couldn't stop listening. Well, here's my question, because we do realize that you guys do have a mailbag segment. Here's my question. What is the name of the scale used to measure spiciness of peppers? Now, you mentioned that your wife, Roy, your wife really loves hot peppers.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
She eats any type of hot pepper.
So the Scoville scale.
She calls me our hot tamale.
Yeah, she does. Oh, she does. Chili today, hot tamale. The Scoville scale measures the spiciness of chili peppers and other spicy foods based on their CAPS.
Capsaicin.
It's based on capsaicin content, nice alliteration, ranging from 0 to 16 million Scoville. The Scoville scale is measured like we said, it's a measurement for heat or spiciness of a chili pepper, and it was developed by pharmacist Wilbur Scoville in 1912.
Oh,
there you go.
cool.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, capsaicin.
Yeah.
That's what the tongue says is hot. It's not really hot, but we sense it as that.
Yeah.
We had that on the show too, remember?
We did.
I was going through and I saw Professor Horace, Kansas. That's what he put. So, of course, I had to read it. I wish that you guys would put all of your useless information into a book form. Hell, I would buy it in a minute.
Yeah.
I would use it in my classroom. Your show is amazing. It really is original, refreshing, and funny. Tilt.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. It is refreshingly funny. Tilt on learning.
Okay.
So he says, thanks. Keep up the good work of filling these empty minds.
Yes. When you say empty, you know we're talking about us. On the show today, we talked about sports, we talked about fashion, we talked about sex. It's time for the news.
And now, from around the corner and around the world, this is TUI News.
This comes to us, believe it or not, from a listener. Peter in Toronto sent me this story. A Florida man from Polk County was arrested. He tried to smuggle this into jail by having it inserted inside of him. Walter Freimeyer, it was an unusual morning briefing, as you put it, due to how he tried to smuggle the thermos inside the jail. Here's the back story. Juddy said the ordeal began with a complaint about a naked man at a park. We got a call that he was naked inside a restroom in a public park, so we asked, was he naked or buck naked? Now, you could be naked and still have your socks on, which I didn't know, but you're buck naked if you're totally naked. But when the deputy arrived, he had all of his clothes on, so he was escorted out of the park. So the deputy explained that he wasn't going to be arrested even though people saw him without any clothes on because he was giving him a break. We're going to dig deeper. The judge said Freimeyer then crossed the street, hopped onto the railroad track, and trespassed again.
I'm sure he was hopping. But go ahead.
So he arrested him again because he was trespassing. So after 25 prior arrests, he's been to state prison 5 times. The sheriff explained that all the arrestees were put through a body scanner to make sure they aren't trying to bring guns, knives, and drugs into the jail. Guess what they found and where they found it?
So we arrested Walter Freimeyer. We got a call that he was naked inside of a restroom at a public park. So we asked, is he naked or buck naked? You know, you can be naked and still have your socks on. But if you're buck naked, you're totally naked. Well, anyway, our deputy gets there. The dude's got all of his clothes on. So we're nice, and we send him out of the park and trespass him and tell him we're not going to arrest you, even though people saw you here without any clothes on. We're going to give you a break. So what does he do? He goes across the street and hops up on what? The railroad train track and trespasses again, just as soon as we gave him the break. So the deputy arrests him. We find out he's already got 25 prior arrests and been to state prison 5 times. So not only is he trespassed, we've got him in possession of meth. Well, I've talked about meth doing crazy stuff to you, right? You ain't gonna believe this. So we put everybody through a body scanner to make sure that they're not trying to bring guns and knives and drugs into the jail. Well, you might have thought Walter was bringing drugs into the jail. He brought a thermos into the jail. That's right, he put it up the exit ramp. You know what I mean? A thermos, about this size. No, it wasn't this one. We saw that and we said, dude, what are you doing here? He said, well, I put that inside my body, and he didn't swallow it. 24 hours earlier, we had to take him to the hospital. They had to find a specialist. It was quite the ordeal, but he's thermaless in the county jail.
That's right. He put it up the exit ramp, if you know what I mean, according...
That was the Polk County Sheriff.
It was, yeah.
He did a whole thing on it,
Yeah.
and he's showing the actual X-ray.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It is extremely funny. But you can't blame the guy, because at like $6 a cup, Starbucks is expensive.
It is.
And I hate cold coffee. So, it's
Yeah.
a way to keep it warmer.
So you know what? So the sheriff in that video clip, he had a thermos next to him and he's drinking out of it. He goes, "This is not the same thermos." It was hilarious.
No, listen, you got to watch it. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
funny.
good.
But I'm going to tell you right now, this is not just like it's a full-size thermos.
Yeah, yeah. So boy, oh boy. Well, he wanted to keep his soup hot, I guess. I put
Yeah.
that inside my body. He didn't swallow it 24 hours earlier. Judge said that the deputy likely saved his life, though, because of the body scan. We'll take him to the hospital. They had to find a specialist to remove it. It was quite the ordeal, but he's thermosless now in a county jail today.
Yeah, gives new meaning to Vichy swap.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Total Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We'll scour the internet far and wide.
Was his name Stanley? Stanley Thermoses?
We'll scour the internet.
You know the cap is on the top of
I was
the
gonna
thermos, too.
say,
You
yeah.
notice that? That's why they had to get the specialist. You wouldn't
Right.
want to leave just the cap in there.
No, exactly. Had to unscrew the cap.
Because you could get, it could build up and then boom, it just blows out. You take a toilet out that
We
way,
had to take him to, yeah, exactly. We'll scour the internet far and wide for totally useless information just for you.
Ooh, if he had pea soup in there, I don't even want to think about it. Listen, until then, 90 countries around the world, you've been telling your friends, please keep it up. Tell everyone you know. Totally useless information with Nick and Roy.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy.
He brought a thermos into the jail. That's right. He put it up the exit ramp. You know what I mean? A thermos.
Know what I mean?
Thanks for listening.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is recorded and produced in Canada. For more totally useless information, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com. Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy has been brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion. Located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com.